What's up, guys? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. Tonight, I've got Sol. That's right. I'm going to do a TA on Sol, but tonight's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to show you step by step from a blank slate how I go about setting up my TA and all the indicators that I look for and what I'm looking to find out about the coin and where it might potentially go. So with that being said, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you all about it. Alright guys, real quick, before I get started, let's get the obvious out of the way first. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You should not be making trades based off information provided by some guy on the internet. Please do your own due diligence and remember you're trading at your own risk. And based on at your own risk, this weekend and this Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3-day trifecta of shit show is driving me to drink. So tonight I'm going to do my first whiskey shout out. So I'm a big fan of whiskey and bourbons and Irish whiskey and all the like. So tonight I've got a nice Irish whiskey. I've opened it for the first time. It's Clana Kilty. It's an Irish whiskey a friend of mine got me for my birthday. So thanks Craig, thanks Becky, appreciate it. Very good Irish whiskey. I'd say on par with Jameson. I don't know the cost. I didn't buy it myself. It was a gift, but good Irish whiskey. I appreciate the gift. Yeah, so this past weekend has been really rough, and for me especially because being new to this, being new on my YouTube channel, I need to make sure that I give solid information and solid advice. Well, not advice, because I'm not an advisor or anything like that, but I need to give solid information and make sure that I'm as accurate as possible and as honest as possible, because it's the only way I'm going to grow my channel is by make things, if I'm right more often than not, and I'm honest and accurate. And the past weekend has been really rough because the market has been wildly unpredictable and wildly down. Where I still believe in one, I still believe in H-bar, and I still believe in helium, HNT. I believe that they do have definite rebound potential, but obviously my entry points were way off. I guess no one really expected a 20 or 30% drop in the market. At least I didn't. So again, I don't think anybody here is going to say that I should take fault for that, but it is something in the back of my mind where, being honest, my insecurity is that if I fail at these, then people will stop watching. So this one was actually a request for Sol. I had a viewer, and I'm sorry I didn't take a look at the comment prior to this to get the name, so I do apologize. But I do take the comments, I read them all, I try to respond to them all in one way, shape, or form, either just liking it and giving it a heart or responding with an actual comment. But I try to make sure at least I see them all and I get some type of response to them. So this individual asked me for a TA on Sol, and Sol is a coin that I've never done a TA on before, so I have a blank slate. So get started here. My indicators I use first. I'm going to go 3 moving averages. So moving average 1, 2, 3. I'll go with a MACD and a relative strength index, RSI. Excuse me. And I typically like to look at volume here as well. So here's my indicators. The moving averages, I will adjust size of the line, color, and then input of length of time for the moving average. So I go 7-day. And then I go a 25-day. And then I go a 50-day. Now you can actually do a fourth one if you like. If you're not really sure whether or not something is an uptrend or downtrend, or if it's been in any long-term consolidation, you can go and do a 100 or 200-day moving average. Right now, the whole market is obviously been bullish prior to the past 3 days. It's been a super bull market, super uptrend for almost everything Everything that's seen on Binance has been in an uptrend, so the 200-day or 100-day hasn't really been super necessary. I can kind of bring these down so we get a little bit more of the chart. So the other thing I like to do is I draw a trend line. What I'll do is I'll make it in a channel. So parallel channel. And this will kind of give me a top to bottom idea of where the trading action has been. I'll put this in green. Crap. Sorry, I had to get to the top there. So with that, you want to have as many touches as you can, but some are going to go through it and some aren't going to make it to it. It's going to be kind of a general. And on the bottom, I'm not going to do a channel here. I'm going to do the channel up and then bring the whole thing down a little bit. So that's our upward trend line, and I'll do a where it hasn't really touched much. And that, honestly, instead of using I'm not even going to put this lower trend line in here. I'll tell you why. Because the 50-day moving average acts like a dynamic support anyway, and that would be your lower trend line. Honestly, your 50-day moving average, and that lower trend line would be curling this way with the upper. So again, sorry I wasted some time there. I might edit that out, but your upper trend channel where you're expecting to hit this and then kind of come off of it, and then you're going to retest or you're going to retrace. So with that being said, we look here at this this most recent run up. We touched the 50-day moving average just on the wick, while our 7 and 25-day were kind of on top of each other. This also was a bullish engulfing. 23rd, 24th, 25th. Everything ran up from March 24th, 25th until recently. I mean, I've never looked at this coin. It's not quite a morning star, but it was a bullish engulfing from the 24th to the 5th. If you look at my video 2 or 3 videos ago where it was like I missed all these moonshots, and they were all coins that made a significant trigger on this date. I'd like to know what happened in the market that date. But anyway, we've got that run up, and it had really been kind of testing this upward, the upper trend line. And it started a retrace. And I think what happened here is, if we do a Fibonacci retracement, I think what might have happened is that people were waiting for this retrace. And they were waiting to get buy orders in at, a 50% line. And I think the reason why this one's so bullish is because it sold, the whole market kind of sold down, and they hit that line and then triggered buy orders, just all kinds of buy orders that got triggered here. I think people were waiting for this coming down to be a retracement, and we're looking to get in on that 50% mark. And I don't know that to be the case, but it seems strange that we would be starting a retrace, and then when the market kind of, I'm going to use the term crashes, we lost 10 or 15% almost immediately. It balled back up stronger than where it was before. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and extend this Fibonacci out to this current peak. And given my analysis here, based on the amount of stretch or the amount of gap in the 7 to 25 day, I think it's going in the 25 to the 50. I think these are all going to want to come together and get closer to this kind of area. I think we can expect this to trade down at least to the 38.2 line. I would be more likely to see, I think it'd be more likely to see it around the 50% line. So 24 and some change. This evening star, not evening star, this could turn into an evening star if this sells down further and gets close to matching this. So you have your big buy up, indecision, and then a big sell down could make an evening star. But either way, this candle, this long wick, is the opposite of a hammer. This is going to be a shooting star, which is also typically a trend buster as far as an uptrend goes. There's different ways to stop a trend. You have this uptrend stop with a bearish engulfing candle, and just stop the uptrend and start to go down and trade sideways. So you can have a bearish engulfing, an evening star, which this could make, or a long an attempt to go really bullish, and then it sells back down and goes almost even. Even if this candle was green, it would still be a shooting star and it'd still be a potential trend breaker. So with that being said, our indicators are really high. MACD is really high. RSI is still really high. One more little pump could put this back in the overbought position above 75 or above 70. It's typically considered overbought, and it doesn't stay there very long. It peaks up, comes down, peaks up, comes down. This one actually got a kind of a nice long time in there. And unless it's Doge, it can't stay in that range. I mean, Doge can stay in there for weeks apparently, but outside of that, nothing really stays in there too long. So yeah, that's going to be the TA for this. I know I don't have a whole lot to give. This is not something that would be in a position to say buy it. Definitely I would watch it. I'd be watching for a retracement. Like I said, I'd be aiming for a $24, a retrace on a $24, and then looking for a trigger off of that. The trigger here was the engulfing bull candle. So if it got down to 50% and you had a sell and you double that sell up with a buy that was double that size, buy that candle. When the candle finishes, make sure it finishes there, and that's you need that confirmation for that candle to finish. And you can buy even if it puts you near the 32, or if it puts you near the 38.2, that's fine, because it's likely going to start a new uptrend and going to push $40 to $44. I say somewhere in that range. If this were to retrace 50%, let's just go with a potential scenario with an extension from this peak down to the 50% line. I'd be looking, my sellout would be 42.8 to 47.85. I mean, that'd be essentially where I'd be looking to go. If this retraces back to the 50% line, if this doesn't retrace, if it doesn't make it at least to the 38.2 and it buys back bullish, then I really don't know how far it will go. I don't see it going too far before it would have to retrace, because like I said, all the indicators are pretty high. And typically they're in a range that typically cannot be maintained. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, throw me a like, subscribe to the channel if you liked it, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I make a new video. I try to put things out daily. And again, like always, until next time, peace.